My guest today is a star defenseman on the Nashville Predators. He played junior hockey with the Kelowna Rockets and was a stud from the start. He was drafted by the Colorado Avalanche in the 2009 NHL Draft, and he quickly became one of the best offensive defensemen in the NHL. In 2019, he was traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and in 2020, he signed with the Edmonton Oilers, where he led all NHL defensemen in points. It's my absolute honor to welcome to Jake's Takes Predators defenseman Tyson Barrie. What's up, Tyson? How you doing?
Jake, thanks for having me, man. What an intro. You're a good hype man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I am so pumped to have you on my show. It is the least I can do. Trust me. But before we begin, how's your summer been? I know you're out in BC, so you chilling?
I'm chilling. I'm out on Vancouver Island hanging with the family and just enjoying some beautiful weather.
Oh, yeah. The weather has been very nice there, right?
Yeah, it's been awesome. No complaints on my end.
Also, like, huge shout out to your buddy Bane for hooking this up, man. Mad props to him for being so nice to me. Is he always that nice? Because he was super nice.
Yeah, he's a pretty good dude. So mad props to Boehner for the hookup. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So let's get into it. Of course, we're going to talk about your Predators and your time in Toronto, but let's talk about the playoffs. Okay, so Florida is having a dream of a playoff run right here.
Yeah.
They've got great goaltending and everyone's just stepping up, but it's just been wild to see what they've done. They've beaten Boston, Toronto, and Carolina so far. Like, how are they doing this?
I think you touched on it. They got kind of everybody's contributing there. They're getting great goaltending. That Kachuk's having himself a heck of a playoff. And, they're a good team. I think they snuck in as the 8th seed, but when you play them, they didn't feel like an 8th seed. So can't say I'm super surprised that they're doing what they're doing. And, it's fun. It's fun to watch. It's a good opportunity for that team. And it's good for the city of Florida, too. I think it gives them a little more exposure. And I think it's great for the franchise.
By the way, I wanted to ask you about Kachuk. Like, what do you think about him? He was in Calgary and then he got moved. And yeah, he was amazing before then, but ever since then, he's looked like an absolute superstar. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. He's always been a great player. And, he moved out of Calgary and, I think, like you said, he's turned himself into a superstar. He's been a bit of an agitator in the past. And I think he's, just focused on playing hockey and he's playing great. It's, he's a great player to watch.
What's it like, though, when he's coming at you on the forecheck? Like, do you see, like, red in his eyes, like he just wants to pounce on you? Like, what you feeling like there?
Yeah, he's intense. I actually, he would always try to hit me, and I'd always just move and let him hit the boards. He's a bit of an over forechecker, but he plays the game hard, plays it the right way, and it's good to see him having so much success.
I saw an interesting stat that I found really surprising. So everyone says that goaltending wins championships and it's so important. But in the last 10 years, there's only been one goalie who has won the Conn Smythe. Any idea who?
Ooh.
Vasilevsky.
Was it Vasi?
Yeah, it was Vasi.
Yeah.
But like Kachuk's been playing out of his mind, like we just said. But if they end up winning the cup, who are you giving it to? Are you giving it to Kachuk? Or are you giving it to Bobrovsky because he's been playing so well?
I think you'll have to see what the numbers come in at, but you might have to go with Bobrovsky just because I think I saw a stat. I don't know if anybody's really done what he's done since maybe Giguère or something like that. He's putting up some big goalie numbers. So if he keeps this up, you'd have to probably go Bob. But, we'll see what happens in the finals. Kachuk might, take it right over. He could have a hat trick or something crazy. So we'll see. It'll be a fun series to watch, whoever gets in there against him.
Yeah, and Bob is finally living up to his 10 mil, am I right?
Yeah, there you go. And hey, you know what? If you're going to win the Conn Smythe, you got to win the cup too. So whichever teams comes out of Dallas and Vegas, it'll be a tough opponent too. So we'll see.
Actually, speaking about the Vegas-Dallas series, I really want Dallas to somehow push this Game 7. Yeah, I know they're down 3-0 at the end of the first period, but like put yourself in Vegas shoes here. How much pressure do you think they're feeling? Like they're up 3-0, they're the favorites in the beginning, and then Dallas comes back and wins two. You think they're just gonna close this out tonight, not allow a game seven, hold on to this 3-0 lead?
Ooh, I don't know. My boy Benny's coming back in the lineup. I think they'll push it to 7.
You really think so? I hope so.
I think so. I think it'll be a good. I think it's going to go the distance.
By the way,
Then if you want to talk about pressure, go into Game 7 after being up 3-0. That'll be a tough one.
By the way, we were talking about Jordan Ben. Jamie Benn. What do you think about that cross check? You think it's worth that suspension?
Yeah, I think it was a ridiculous play by him. I think he probably knows that. So I don't know how. I don't know if he could defend himself on that one. Probably a little too excited first shift of the game at home and let the emotions get the best of him. And fortunately for him, the team pulled out 2 big wins, and he's back in there with a chance to help him win.
You said he's your boy. How's he your boy? You guys played together, or?
Yeah, we played together in Kelowna, and then we're both from Vancouver Island. So,
oh wow,
yeah.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're currently playing in Nashville, and that roster's got some gems. You got Roman Yossi, Matt Duchene, Philip Forsberg, Ryan Johansson. But what's the experience been like so far playing in Nashville?
Yeah, you can't forget UC Saros on that list either. He's a heck of a goaltender. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to come in. Obviously, it was sad to leave the boys in Edmonton, but got to Nashville. The guys were great, and we had some key injuries, but the boys battled. Lots of young guys came in and kind of showed what they're made of, and I think it's a good fit for myself, and I think we got a good team and a good chance to make the playoffs next year and do some damage.
What are the fans like in Nashville? Because my uncle was once there and he went to a playoff game. And he told me they didn't sit the entire game. They just stood waving their towels, screaming. Like, what's it like there compared to like Toronto or Edmonton?
Yeah, we played them in the playoffs when I was in Colorado, and it was crazy. They all had they sold it out for warm up, and they had the towels going, and that arena's right at center ice in downtown Nashville. So people are having fun, getting rowdy, and it's a really, really good atmosphere. And I haven't played on the Preds and been in the playoffs yet, so I can't really speak to that. But Edmonton was amazing too when we went on a run there last year.
By the way, in Nashville, do they throw anything on the ice like Columbus does, or is that?
Yeah, they do. They have a catfish that comes flying out.
Oh
sometimes.
my God! Oh my no! Okay. It's like I'm watching the Columbus game, and all of a sudden you see the squid going on the ice. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about Toronto for a minute. You got to play with the core four, Matthews, Nylander, Marner, and Tavares. And yeah, they finally won a round, but just to get bounced in the next round really quickly. Tell me straight, because you know them. Do you think this team's got what it takes to make it far in the playoffs?
Oh, I do, 100%. Those guys are great players, good people, and they want to win. It's just, it's such a good league. You look at Florida, then they bounce Carolina. So, they're going to have their time. I think, like I said, a lot of good people in that room. And I think I saw something. Ovechkin didn't win his first cup until he was 14 years in the league or something. So, sometimes you got to be patient. There's 31 other teams trying to win the Stanley Cup and a lot of good players on other teams. And I think it was nice to see them get out of the first round and, kind of take that off the pedestal. And, now they just got to keep grinding.
How hard is it to win in the playoffs? Because it's quite hard, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it's a grind. You're playing every other night, and your body's beat up, and it's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of fun. That energy you get when you come on the ice and the crowd's going crazy. There's no experience like it that I've come across. So it's a lot of hard work, and it's not easy to win, but pain and all that is worth it.
To prove your point, I actually think Dubas did an amazing job because it's really weird. He did an amazing job this year, brought in some excellent in-your-face guys like Ryan O'Reilly, Achari, McCabe, Lafferty, and they still got bounced in the second round and didn't make a deep playoff run. So it must be really, really darn hard because something went wrong there, and I don't even know what.
No, he brought in some good guys with experience, couple cup winners, and it's just the nature of our game. It's sometimes you're the better team and you run into a hot goalie. There's lots of bad bounce here, a bad bounce there. You've got to be good and you got to be a little lucky to win. So wasn't there the year this year, but you never know.
Yeah, now that Dubas is gone, nobody knows what's gonna be like. What's gonna happen next? You got to play for Coach Keefe. Like, what's he like? Did you love him? Do you like him? Like, what was the deal there?
Yeah, he was great. He came in after Babs left and kind of inspired us to hold on to the puck and create plays, make offense, and I think he's done a good job there. And yeah, I think the guys like him. So I don't know what's in store for that organization or anybody there, but we'll certainly be rooting for all those guys and hope it works out for them.
Trust me, so do I. As a Leafs fan, so do I.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so you went from playing with one of the best players in the league, and Nathan McKinnon, and then you went to Austin Matthews just to go to the best player in the league, Connor McDavid, who I actually had on my show. What a nice guy. But
Yeah.
can you tell me something about Connor that not everyone knows?
Oh, something about Davo that nobody knows. I mean, his socks thing was weird, but that I feel like everybody knows about that now. And I don't know, something about Connor that I feel like people, they may have an idea, but he's the hardest working guy I've ever played with. He goes home from the rink and he does it after the workout. He does a workout. He's always jumping on the Peloton or doing Pilates, and he's just always doing what nobody else is willing to do. And obviously, he's so talented and sees the game so well. But his work ethic, I think, is kind of what puts him in that spot where he is.
How good is he compared? Like, how hard does he work compared to players like McKinnon and Matthews?
Yeah, I think Nate's right there with him. I think Matthews, I think, is a misconception. He works super hard too. Uh, um, but yeah, Connor. I mean, I haven't played with Nate in a little while, and but yeah, Connor's just that's one thing I get that question a lot about those three guys, and the thing that they all have kind of in common is their work ethic and the stuff they're doing off the ice and with their bodies to put themselves in position to be the best they can. And those three guys are all kind of cut from the same cloth. So very fortunate I got to play with all those guys, and they're good friends of mine and good people. So pretty fun to watch them.
Yeah, you said you haven't played with Nate in a while, and I know you haven't played there, but like in a while. But what do you like? You started in Colorado, and I think you were there for 8 seasons. Am I right?
Yeah.
So what do you remember the most about your time in Colorado? What stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun there, a lot of good memories, but yeah, probably just the relationship I had with Nate. We were roommates, and kind of came into the league, and we just went through a lot of the learning curves and ups and downs together, and he's a lifelong friend, and getting to see him take that next step and kind of turn into the superstar that he is has been I was there for that, and it was cool to watch, and then just watching him continue to grow and win a Stanley Cup was awesome. And yeah, that relationship's one I really cherish from the time I was in Colorado. So that was a lot of fun.
Speaking of the cup, did you know just sooner or later they would just win a cup because of their skill level? Like, did you feel it?
Yeah, you knew it was coming. They were knocking on the door, knocking on the door. Uh, and then they beat us in 4 games in the conference final, and they were dialed right in. You could tell nothing was slowing them down. It was that was their year, and they got it done. And I was proud of those guys and happy for them. And they've got a lot of good people in that organization and in that room. So you knew they were going to get it done at some point, and they're going to keep pushing still.
Okay, so last question, Tyson. You've played with a lot of great players in your career so far, but tell me which player stands out to you the most? Like, who impacted you personally the most, more than anyone?
Oh, probably Nate, just because we played together for so long, and um, we kind of grew up in the league together. Our first 6 years, I think we played together there. So being roommates, and then just going through a lot of those ins and outs of the NHL, and having a lot of our first experiences together and stuff was it was really fun to have such a close friend and be able to do that together. So yeah, it's a relationship that I was grateful to have, and still we're still best buddies to this day. So definitely probably that.
Tyson, this has been such an amazing experience having you on my show. Did you have fun with me today?
Dude, this was great. You got a bright future. How old are you?
I'm 13 right now.
Wow, pretty impressive. You got some great questions too. Keep it going, and let me know if you need help getting anybody else on your show. I'll put in a good word for you.
Thank you so much.